And this is episode 2 of the Strong Style Podcast, where we'll be going over Raw, Smackdown Live, NXT, and CWC. And welcome back once again, guys. This is your boy Uchi. I am here with my good friend Iko, and he has a Twitter. Confirmed.
I do.
He made that just like we suggested last week. We are back again once again here on the Strong Style Podcast, of course, where we'll be going over, basically recapping essentially what's happened this week on WWE programming, and then you can definitely look forward to a little bit of chit chat as far as what we are looking forward to next week, and especially talking about this weekend coming up, NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2 and SummerSlam. I'm definitely looking forward to Takeover, but SummerSlam, I feel like that card is actually really good.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk about that.
The card is pretty tight.
Yeah. All right, so I guess without further ado, let's just get right into this week on Raw.
You're soft, you're sloppy. They calling me Poppy.
Okay, so first up, we have Rollins. There was like an earlier today type of segment. He calls out the Demon King, says he'll find him later tonight. So that was kind of stupid. I'm like, okay, dude, why are you looking around like a palm tree, like in the middle of the day? Like, of course, yeah, Demon King's gonna come out. Rusev and Lana hijack Raw. That was, didn't really last too long, but they demanded an apology from Reigns. So what happens is Foley appears, followed by Stephanie, telling Rusev his behavior is unacceptable, that Foley deserves all the respect, which is definitely true. Also mentions that she supports all of his decisions. I thought that was funny, and I wanted to point that out because I don't think that's really true, but that remains to be seen. I only really say that because I remember when he signed Roman, and she was not about that life.
Yeah. Yeah. She's definitely got like a backhanded two-faced kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So, of course, Reigns does make his appearance after this. Reigns appears for a fake apology. Foley makes Rusev versus Roman in a non-title match for wife's honor. And Foley called the U.S. title the United States Heavyweight title, which I wanted to point out as well. It was like one of those things that I remember Roddy Piper, rest in peace, he used to still call WWE WWF.
Yeah, there's like certain bad
things.
habits and stuff, and I think Foley, you can always tell like he wanted to correct himself, and then he was just like, I'm just gonna roll with it. It's fine. And Stephanie, the look in Stephanie's eyes, looking at him when he said that, she was like, oh man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's like in a situation where they're in, where it's like live, you kind of, if you stumble, you have to kind of just go with it.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Sheamus versus Zayn. I call this the redhead match because they matched completely. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, sorry. They had some Twitter beef apparently. That led to a gruesome start. The match actually didn't start like right when they were both in the ring ready to go. Like the ref actually had to get in the middle of it. He got caught in the middle, and it actually felt pretty real for a little bit. I was like, wow, is this like real beef or?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Sheamus, like from what I've heard, is really kind of a hothead backstage. He likes to pretend like he's the most important guy when he's obviously not.
Yep.
So if Zayn did that, if not part of a storyline, just kind of took a little dig at him or something,
Yeah.
he might have been really offended.
And it wasn't even like that big of a deal.
No,
like
he
the
was
tweet
just like,
was
I don't respect you. That's all.
He was like the tweet literally said like, I don't like Sheamus. I honestly don't think a lot of people like Sheamus. That's it. That's basically what he said.
He's not wrong.
Cesaro, on commentary, we know what's gonna happen next from here. Zayn defeats Sheamus off of the distraction from Cesaro, and a haluva kick. So shout outs to Zayn for picking up that win. So obviously, they are definitely pushing this Sheamus Cesaro angle. Let's see. We have a backstage interview with Jericho and Owens. One-on-one match actually isn't a one-on-one because Jericho has his back. And they're emphasizing this really hard. And coming from a dude like Kevin Owens, who is just so like in your face and just down, gritty, whatever, it's just weird to see him in this type of situation with Jericho. It's like, I don't know. Somewhat awkward.
Something's gonna happen. Yeah, it's really he every time he talks about saying he has his back, Owens is like, yeah, I have your back, man. It's
Yeah,
fine.
like
But
it's so like staged. It's like, okay, we know this is scripted already, but come on, dude.
something's gonna happen there. He's not gonna stay with him for too long.
Yeah, so then after this, we have a backstage segment with the furious Sheamus and Cesaro. Mick makes a best-of-7 series between the two to begin at SummerSlam. So at first, when I heard that, I got really excited because I was like, oh, wow, they're actually going to do like an Iron Man type of match, but they're not. It's actually just going to be a regular match where whoever wins this one will have the first win off to that 7 series. Next up, we have Dudley Boys versus The New Day. Bullet Club interruption prior to the match. Of course, another ring post-itis segment. Dudley's desyncing for the second week in a row, leading into a sloppy finish. Now, I wrote this finish down specifically so I didn't forget because it was ugly. It was disgusting. It was a clothesline followed by a misguided roll-up, okay, followed by a tag, followed by a springboard messiness, because literally I call it springboard messiness because Kofi just jumps up, right? He looks like he's going to, like, hit him with, like, a forearm or something, and then Devon kind of just, like, lets him fall into him, and it's just like it was just such a sudden slam. They just fell, like, right on top of him. And then it went into Trouble into Paradise and then pinfall, and then that was it. So New Day has a more serious approach towards the club, and they vow to retain. So that's how that whole thing ended. Not to kind of stray away from the whole Dudley Boys thing, but we were talking about this earlier. I feel like, we both feel like they're going to go towards that singles thing like they did in TNA, which I really don't feel like is worth at this point in their careers in WWE.
Yeah, ever since they came back, all of their matches just seem like something's missing.
They've been slowly declining.
They have.
As soon as they got back, it was super hype. Everyone was excited. Oh my God, Dudley Boy's back again once again. And then it's just like they had the whole ECW thing. They brought Tommy Dreamer back, Rhino against the Wyatt family, which was kind of cool. But they kept losing.
They really have. They barely have won. They probably won like maybe 5 matches.
Yeah.
Maybe since they've been back.
All right. So then we revisit Rollins backstage segment, looking for the Demon King. Neville says Rollins isn't ready, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool to have Neville do something somewhat of importance for a second.
Yeah. Okay. This is probably going to be my favorite moment of Raw. I will just put that out there right now. The Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar segment, okay? Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar are interrupted by the hottest free agent in WWE, the one-man band, none other than Heath Slater. Wants a match against Lesnar for a spot on Raw. Now, here is where it gets real. Lesnar takes the mic from Heyman and speaks. You know that it's a rare occurrence if Lesnar actually has something to say on live TV. And then you also have to be cautious. I'm sure everyone in the back was probably like, okay, when are we gonna bleep him? Because it definitely happened.
It was gonna come, yeah, for sure.
So he invites Heath into the ring, asks a bunch of questions leading into their discussion about their children, because that was one of Heath's selling points. Is he was like, oh, I have kids, man. Like, I gotta feed them and all that stuff. And Brock says, I don't give a shit about your kids. Straight up. He looks him dead in the eye, straight up. As a result, Heath gets sent to Suplex City, and I asked, is this the last time we see the one-man band? And it is not, which is good. Okay, so Owens versus Big Cass. Big Cass wins via DQ. Nothing special here, obviously, because, Jericho being at ringside kind of, had led that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Backstage segment with Roman Reigns. Rusev cuts in to start a backstage brawl, gets broken up. This one was actually, it just adds more flavor to their whole storyline. I like it. I'm actually a fan of the whole Rusev Roman Reigns thing. I actually find it very comical when Rusev gets super defensive over the line. He's like, you respect my wife. I think it's cool. Let's see. So, where did I leave off? Okay, here we go. Backstage segment with Foley and Stephanie confirms Jon Stewart as special guest at SummerSlam. So his second appearance, he was at SummerSlam last year.
Last year, didn't he? Was that when he got involved with the Cena Rollins match?
Yes. Yep. So I wonder what he's gonna screw up this year.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy with that. I mean, he did good for what he did.
Yeah.
Like he you can tell he's actually a fan of wrestling, which
Yeah,
is awesome.
yeah.
But I just don't see the need for something like that. It just seems like it's too much for, you know.
Sometimes it's like they bring on these guests, and I'm just like, what is their actual purpose besides like any type of cross promotion, or they're trying to just promote
like
something
P
of
did it
theirs?
last week.
Yo, like, come on, dude. That was
No point.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, in addition to this segment, Rollins comes in looking for the Demon King, of course. Says he looked everywhere and can't find him. And, of course, Foley gives him that smart suggestion to call him out in the ring, unless he's scared. Rollins obviously accepts. So we cut right into Rollins being in the ring, calls out the Demon King. And there we have it. Raw debut of the Demon King, Finn Balor. All right, and they have a little bit of a battle. They go back and forth, and then it ends up with the Demon King standing center in the ring. So we were also talking about this off or backstage, if you will. This definitely kind of takes the mysterious feel and I guess specialty of the Demon King, if you will, because that's something that you should only really see at like pay-per-view events.
Well, that's what they said. It's like his big match persona.
Yeah.
And that he would only be doing that for big matches. And like, yeah, this is for a big match, but like, it's not match time yet, and he's doing it early.
Yeah.
And they're like, I think they do it because they're like, wow, we need to do something to hype it up even more. But like, it was already pretty hyped. I was excited for that. And they could have just done one more segment of them staring face to face, getting excited, and him being like, "Get ready for it!" Like you're not gonna be ready for it and stuff.
I mean, like, I mean, I don't know. They were definitely in a tight spot. They definitely had to fill that time gap in there. They had to do something to hype up the match even more. But I feel like they probably didn't want them to just have another one of those talk trash face off that they've already been doing for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah. They need to bring their this cruiserweights up.
They need to
fill some time.
Yeah, they need to start that up. All right, moving on. Backstage segment with Dana Brooke and Charlotte. Apology for losing to the Boss last week, and Charlotte basically breaks up with Dana Brooke, goes off to face Alicia Fox by herself, and then also mentions if she becomes two-time champ that she'll be getting a replacement. So this is actually the second time we're seeing Charlotte kind of, just, I don't even know how to say it, like swipe away or wipe away someone that's like trying to help them out.
Toss them on the side, kind of.
Yeah. But now we move on to the match, and we've learned that was actually all fraudulent. It was a trap. Okay, Charlotte goes on to face Alicia Fox. Ends quick with natural selection, invites the Boss to the ring from the commentary table, and upon arrival, Dana Brooke attacks her from behind, and a 2-on-1 assault begins. So, very smart. That was a very good move on both of them. Get a last-minute 2-on-1 assault before the actual match because, of course, as we all know, Dana Brooke is banned from ringside at that match. Okay, Braun Strowman video package. So, there was no Braun Strowman match.
They did something similar last week with Nia Jax.
Yeah, they did.
Last week they did no Nia Jax, but the promo package, and then this way it's the other way.
Yeah, just to keep everyone.
Let's say like the intrigue in there without overdoing it.
Yeah, keep everyone in that loop so they didn't forget about Braun. And last but not least, we have Roman Reigns versus Rusev non-title match. This is actually a very solid match. Lots of back and forth action. Rusev kicks out of Superman punch, which is cool. While Roman Reigns actually gets to the bottom ropes while under the what was his submission called again?
Rusev's? It's the dude, I can't even think of what it's called.
I called it the Crush because I was just like
it's Rusev
Crush.
Yeah,
but
it's basically like a camel clutch.
Yeah, it's a camel clutch. Like that's what it is. But it definitely left my memory banks there. But yeah, I don't remember the last time seeing someone actually get to the ropes, and I want to say it was John Cena.
Oh, that did? Oh, dude. Oh, it's the Accolade.
The Accolade?
Accolade, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It was probably John Cena that was the last time.
Yeah, so that was actually really cool. Like I said, the match was actually really good. Back and forth was really long, and Roman wins off of a spear. So Rusev lost his wife's honor, I guess, because that's what the match was for. I guess it was non-title. But yeah, that's your Raw recap right there. So like I said before, my favorite moment out of the whole show was the Heath Slater Brock Lesnar moment. Because I'm not even gonna lie, when you like Paul Heyman was doing his whole thing, Heath Slater comes out, tries to interject. Paul Heyman was like, "Boy, you better know what you're doing," basically. And Heath was like, "Yeah, whatever. Like, I just want to fight Brock Lesnar to get a spot on Raw." And then Paul actually tries to like take the attention away from Heath, and Heath literally gets in their face and is like, "Hey!"
Yeah, he's like, no, like I'm doing this. Yeah, I'd agree with you. It was honestly the best thing probably from Raw.
Yeah.
Not that Raw it was pretty good this week. It
Mhm.
was fairly paced. They did what they had to do, what they thought they had to do to hype it up a little more. That was definitely the best. Slater's just proved how valuable he is. I think with
Yeah.
these segments, he can talk pretty well.
He can.
He shows passion.
Yeah.
That segment with Lesnar felt real.
Yeah.
Like it didn't feel staged. It felt like really true. Except for the one little moment where you said they brought up their kids again. Right before Slater actually came in, he goes, and I have however many kids I have at my house.
yeah,
Cause
yeah.
they're throwing back to last week's SmackDown where he
Yeah, I have
changed the
4
numbers.
kids. Yeah, I have 3.
Three, yeah. So he kind of played back at that, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But did feel really real and it was good.
Honestly, anything that involves Brock Lesnar is basically real.
He's just because he probably will actually hurt you.
Yeah, like Paul Heyman actually did. That was part of his whole thing was Brock Lesnar legitimizes sport like wrestling or whatever that he used to say all the time.
Heyman always is good on the mic.
He is a god.
Even if he repeats himself, he tosses in little wrinkles, and it just gets better every time. And his whole like, I'm trying to protect you, Mr. Slater. Like, don't come in here.
Yo,
Like,
yeah.
which is great.
See, like, if you ever ask me who's the best person ever on the mic, I would say Paul Heyman.
Oh yeah, he's
Without even thinking twice.
for me top 2, top 3, definitely.
Paul Heyman.
Could be the top. It's hard to say. I'd say him, Owens. Him and Owens are right
See,
now.
Owens is great, but like Paul Heyman, okay.
Paul Heyman says way more is the thing. Like I don't know how he talks so much and so well. Like he does a great
He
job.
knows everything. He knows enough about you to make you look like you almost have a chance, and then he just puts it all underneath the rug when it comes down to talking about Brock Lesnar.
The last I heard, he doesn't have a contract with WWE. He never signed a new contract with WWE.
No.
So he's, as far as I know, at least the last couple of times he came out, he just worked uncontracted, and he's like, we'll just figure something out. But like, there's no official contract right now. But he's like, I'm not gonna leave Lesnar out by himself.
I'm sure they're.
Because he's friends with Lesnar in real life. Like they're close friends.
I will tell you this: they're gonna give this man another contract.
Oh,
It
they're
would
going
be
to.
stupid of them not to, especially since they gotta have him around for when Goldberg comes back again, once again, and calls him out, says, "You're next."
There's a rumor that he was. Well, it's not even a rumor. He's gonna be in Brooklyn.
What?
But I don't think there's no word that it's gonna be a match. I heard this from a Bleacher Report, I believe.
Obviously, it's not gonna be a match, but if he shows up, oh my God, dude, you shouldn't have not told me that. Oh my God.
It's like honestly, right now it's definitely just for promotion for. It might not even,
Of course it is.
he might not even be like SummerSlam, but like he's gonna be in Brooklyn somehow.
Oh,
Promoting.
he's not even gonna. Okay.
I mean, he could be. I mean, surprises, never know. But right now, they just said he's going to be in Brooklyn promoting the game.
Okay.
But they've done this before with Sting, and then he wrestled, and then
Hold that thought, because I want to definitely talk more about this when we talk about SummerSlam at the end of the show.
Sounds good.
Because I'm about to literally blow all your guys' minds with this theory I just came up with. All right. But without further ado, we are about to go right into SmackDown.
All right, so SmackDown this week. The opening segment was Daniel Bryan and Shane had Orton sign a contract for his match with Lesnar at SummerSlam. Slater brings a giant fruit basket to Shane and Bryan as an apology for last week. He wants the contract. He was going to be offered last week. They said they felt disrespected. Orton says he has an idea, and they kind of cut away, setting up for the match later.
Yep.
Main theme plays. Miz TV starts off.
Yeah.
Maurice once again playing a great heel, saying, introducing the Miz as the sexiest man alive.
Oh wait, don't you mean The Miz?
The Miz, the Bears. Yeah, her accent is so thick.
It's so weird. It's like
it,
what are you doing?
I think she's French.
She is.
She is, right? But
Yeah.
it doesn't even sound like it's so weird.
Like, what are you doing?
She sounds like she has like a speech impediment. Ambrose came out first, and then to interrupt them, and then Ziggler interrupts Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
Miz talks about Ziggler's career path, his current resurgence, saying if he fails, his future is going to flounder. Miz did a pretty good job. I'd say Miz is a top 5 heel right now.
Yeah.
He just generates heat, either because he's annoying or because he's
Yeah.
actually good. He's just good at doing what he does.
He was definitely pushing the right buttons, and he was asking all the right questions. Definitely.
Ambrose says he doesn't buy Ziggler's new attitude, which is Ambrose is really digging into Ziggler's psyche, and he's messing with him, and it's really good.
Hey man, Dean is doing his job. He's gonna try to bring out the best in Dolph.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
think
we want.
I think it's gonna happen because
Yeah.
he's brought at the side of him. Ziggler says he was pushed over the edge by Ambrose,
Mhm.
and that'll make him win the match. Whenever Miz tried to talk during the segment, a couple times, he would go to say something, and the crowd would start chanting "Shut your mouth!" And it
Yeah.
was so funny. Ambrose says Ziggler can't deal with the pressure of what's happening. He doesn't want it to be. He doesn't want it bad enough. He never has. He never will. He'll never get the belt.
Yeah.
Ziggler lights a fire. He gets real passionate in these next few seconds. Says Ambrose will be trying to dig down deep, figure out a way to win, and get that one last move. And then
Yep.
when he said that, he super kicks his head off.
It was
Nailed. It was a nasty looking
Oh,
surprise
yeah.
super kick right off to Ambrose.
I was like, oh, there it is. You know what's funny about that? I did notice he almost looked a little like Shawn Michaels when you stood over him.
Ziggler, yeah. Well, he definitely channels Michaels.
No,
Everything
yeah.
about him looks and feels like a heel-ish kind of Michaels.
But yo, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's good. He's got to keep up with that. And he said someday you will see that I am that damn good.
Yeah,
so good.
ending it great on a great note.
So good. Overall, it was a really good promo from both guys. Miz did his part too for hosting it. It's a good final segment to hype up their match.
Yep.
During the commercial break, I don't know why this wasn't live, but during the commercial break they showed Apollo Crews come out. And
yeah.
I was like, wow, they have a match, but their last promo is gonna be during this commercial break.
yeah.
So they're not hyping that match. Miz called him Apollo Creed a couple
Yeah.
times and said, "I know your name. I know your name. I can memorize scripts."
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
And for that, he gets a spin out powerbomb from Apollo Crews. Next up was the Usos, Hype Brothers, American Alpha versus Vaudevillains, Ascension, Breezango in a 6-man versus 6-man tag team
Yeah,
match.
huge
12-10 match.
12-man tag team division showcase.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. It was okay. It was too chaotic and too quick for how many people. Every time they do these 12-man matches, they're 5-minute matches.
Where
and
is
I'm like,
Teddy Long?
Yeah. It's not too much, really short for how many people. Another showcase for American Alpha to get the finish out of the whole thing too. They're just building them up to be the best. They're going whenever they introduce a belt, they're going to have it or at least be in that title match, I'd say. After this, moved on to Naomi versus Eva Marie. Cool entrance for Naomi. I
New
dug
look,
it.
new intro. I love it.
Her clothes are pretty cool. It was kind of a cheap pop with her giveaways. She came out tossing things out to everyone.
Oh yeah, she was giving the glow in the dark bands.
Yeah, so it seems like, oh, how can you be mad? She's giving me free things. But it looked really cool. And her attitude, she kind of left the heel persona behind. It's kind of more of a ravey looking.
They literally said Naomi debuts a new entrance and a new song to light up the WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it though. It's kind of cool. Eva Marie was gonna come out, but delayed due to traffic.
Dude, oh my
Which
God.
was, now they're really stretching it because traffic is just like, what the hell?
And
Like,
now
why?
she's suspended, so
All right, yeah, I was going to say, let's get to that. So before, we'll talk a little about it in a second. So this happens. Later on, they announced her match for later on. So after this was Del Rio and AJ Styles backstage. I liked that they showed off Del Rio's return in October.
yep.
When he like got the upset against Cena and got the belt.
U.S. title.
AJ, this was a good promo from AJ. Approached him. AJ was saying like, "Oh man, I love to beat up John Cena." Like he's trying to hype him up. He's like, "I can't wait to watch you beat up John Cena." Del Rio shrugs him off and was just like, "Whatever. Like I don't need you. I've been beating him up long before you've been here." AJ digs into him and says, "At least I'm one of the main events at SummerSlam, and you're not even on the card right now." I was like, "Ooh," like a real cheap shot at him.
He just gave him a super hot fire diss. And
Then the Kurt Hawkins returning promo.
yo,
Dude, he's like a good wrestler.
Yeah?
From what I remember, it's been a long time.
dude, last time I remember him was when he was with Zack Ryder and they both had long hair. Okay, that's the last I
I
remember.
can't remember who he was with before that, but I remember his tag team before that too.
Kurt Hawk, wasn't it with Zack Ryder?
I thought there was one before that. Maybe not that. It's been a long time.
Dude, they both had long hair.
Maybe that was it. Because I didn't recognize Ryder because he's just long.
Ryder got a push and Hawkins was left in the
His
the dust.
promo was really silly though. They said like his weird fun facts, the facts.
He's gonna be like a joke person.
I hope not, but I guess he will be.
Yeah.
After that was Orton versus Slater. So if Slater wins, he gets a contract.
Yep. Obvious stakes on the line.
Only lasted about a minute because Orton got himself DQ'd because of the over-aggression on his part.
Which means that
Technically, Slater off of this technicality,
Yeah.
Slater gets a win. They're in the back after this. Heath getting worked on by trainers, gets confronted by Shane and Bryan, and they offer him his contract.
Yep.
And then he's like, "Oh, I showed Orton and Lesnar No Mercy," and they're like, "Wow, what a great name! We'll use that for our October pay-per-view." So
like they've never done it before.
ooh, what's that? No Mercy? I've never heard of that in all of my years wrestling here.
Exactly.
And yeah, so they're bringing back No Mercy, which is cool. And then Heath, because he's all banged up and has no idea where he was, says that Mick Foley's cooler than Daniel Bryan because he thinks he's talking to Mick Foley. And then he said, "Why, thank you. You look beautiful, Stephanie."
Yeah.
And Shane pulls the contract away because he gets upset. So once again, no contract.
He
for
was
Slater.
literally about to sign it, and then
He was like, "Where's my contract?"
he ruined it.
So it was pretty good. So he'll keep it coming. Hopefully he'll be on SmackDown and Raw again. Next up was Rowan versus Ambrose. I don't know why they were like, there's unfinished business between these two. Not really. Like,
Yeah, no.
like there was some Wyatt family tension, but like it feels like that was done. So Wyatt confronted Orton when he was actually walking back during the break, and Wyatt was walking out, and they kind of seemed like that's going to lead to something. I'm hoping it doesn't interfere during SummerSlam.
Oh,
Maybe after
man.
the match, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's gonna be after the match because
That's happened so many times
Wyatt
before.
doesn't have anything right now, right, for SummerSlam?
And it gives him more of a reason to stick his nose into business that's not his.
Yeah, that's what. Well, he's been doing it like on a few different times in different areas now. He's been really sticking his nose into business of others. I think he'll deal with something later, but we'll talk about that during SummerSlam. Ambrose wins the match. It was just okay. Rowan is really stiff, so it's hard for him to have good matches. Ambrose did what he could. Wyatt at the end leaves behind Rowan's mask on the rocking chair.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, he did. Yeah, it was great. So it looks like it's a breakup for the Wyatt family. As he was walking out, he took the sheet mask and tossed it back on the rocking chair and walked away. And he looked like he was like disgusted with Rowan. So I think he's done with him. So we'll see how they keep up with that next week. After this, Lynch and Carmella versus Natalya and Bliss. Just an okay match. Not much going on. They're all like pretty good wrestlers, but it's just kind of like, what's the point? Why is this happening? It's chaotic. Eva Marie now came out again. Tried to interrupt this match. Naomi chased her down from behind. Didn't really get her comeuppance yet though. And then Lynch finished this match with the disarmor to sub out Natalya. Natalya getting tapped like twice in the last 2 weeks. She's the queen of submissions, and she can't do anything about it.
Get.
Yeah. Cool backstage. Corbin attacked Kalisto
Again.
again, but this one seemed pretty. This one seemed good for Corbin. He seemed very aggressive and angry.
He's portraying this like bully character now.
It's weird. Yeah, it's so weird because they're like all anti-bullying, and
Yeah.
Corbin is nothing but a bully in this character. But it looked pretty brutal and visceral, and he seems like he means business.
Always
with
picking
Kalisto.
on the little ones.
Yeah, way smaller than Kalisto's way smaller.
Yeah.
They showed the 15 years in the making again, so I fast forwarded through that because I taped SmackDown this week. So
It's literally the same thing.
I was like, why are they showing this again? They don't need to hype this anymore. This match is like one of the marquee matches. Don't hype it on
Yeah.
SmackDown anymore. They announced Eva Marie, Natalya, and Bliss versus Carmella Lynch and Naomi for SummerSlam. Guess that's not gonna happen now because Eva Marie is suspended for 30 days.
Yeah.
So for those who didn't know, she got suspended her wellness policy. It's her first violation, so she has a 30-day suspension. I'm guessing effective from today or last night or whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they announce for that match. Then Del Rio versus Cena. AJ was on commentary to scout out Cena some more. Obviously not having to do anything else. Always in wrestling. Always just scouting, never actually getting involved.
Yeah.
Cena won a pretty solid match. They can wrestle really well with each other. They pull out the best in each other, I'd say. AJ attacked Cena as soon as the match ended. He like got the 3 count and you hear his headset go down and he runs in. He was doing pretty good.
He comes in with that phenomenal forearm.
And then after he did his stuff, he went back to go in again. After he talked trash, he went back to attack him, and he got reversed into an AA from Super Cena. Because Cena looked like he was down, and he gets up and just drops him.
I feel like I'm one of the few wrestling fans that still refer to that move as the FU.
Well, I mean,
I know,
like
PG, but it is forever the FU in my head.
It is. And like when he does it and so emphatically, you're like, FU.
Yeah.
Like that's what it seems right in the STFU too.
Yep.
It's great.
Yep.
Cena shows some aggression, rips off the announce table cover, rips AJ his head right into the steel steps, quote unquote steel, with those nice bouncing fabric. Dude, all right, one little off to the side here. Do you remember? This is stuck in my head because I watched this with my brother, my parents, my family when this was happening. Orton one time messed up real bad. He picked up the steel steps over his head. He was like struggling, making him look heavy. Goes to throw them into the ring, and it bounces off the ropes. And he goes, whoop, and he like fumbles around with it, and then the crowd chants, "You effed up, you effed up."
Oh, wait.
And he turned around and gave him like the cross arm, like F off, like to the crowd.
No, I don't remember that.
You look it up. I'm sure it's online.
Yeah.
He is so funny. So anyway, rips his head into the steel steps.
Mm-hmm.
Moves the steps over to the announce table, and delivers Nay through the table.
Hype.
Nice, solid, like ripping into like the aggression of Cena. When he's aggressive, he is like scary, because he's such a big man. That's pretty much it for SmackDown. I'd say my favorite part of SmackDown might have been the Ambrose Ziggler promo.
Yeah, that was pretty hype.
Everything else was just okay. Slater did pretty good again. His segments are consistently some of the funnest ones right now.
Yeah.
All the matches, the only match that was really any good was Del Rio versus Cena. Everything else felt too short to be good.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine is a tie between so definitely the Ziggler stuff. I feel like as soon as we can't get any deeper with these two, they get deeper with these two. So it's like, okay, that's cool. It feels very real with their promos because they're getting like, personal now and all that kind of stuff. So that's great. And one thing I definitely wanted to talk about that I loved for this week's episode of SmackDown was Randy Orton. Okay, Now, if you listened to last week, I was basically set that Brock Lesnar is going to destroy Orton. There's no way Orton's going to win. Even though he was annihilating someone like Heath Slater, okay, which is not, it's not anything to be proud of. It's like it's Heath Slater. But it's like, okay, good dude, you took out the one-man band, like, good for you. But, like, the way he did it, okay, just gave me a new light, I guess.
Yeah, he looked really, like, really aggressive, really, like, I'm going to do whatever it needs to be done to take out Lesnar.
See, like, here's the thing. Like, I definitely feel like if Orton has that momentum, Orton's going to mess him up bad.
Yeah.
Like, if he has the opportunity, it's going to be bad. And this is what I loved. He fired shots at Lesnar. He suplexed Heath Slater.
And then he did
the little juke back and forth
that shuffle he does.
Yep, that Brock does. And I was like, oh, like, that's hype. I love stuff like that. And the first suplex was kind of ugly. This is why you never see Orton do suplexes.
Dude, it's funny. He never does, and that's like a standard wrestling move. And
for the most part,
he never really does.
Not everyone does them.
No, not everyone. But like, I feel like most wrestlers should be able to do a good suplex if they wanted to.
The second one he did wasn't bad, but like I said, the first one was like,
yeah,
man,
I was like, oh,
stick to your RKOs, boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were pretty much my favorite moments about SmackDown. But remember, I do want to talk about this Orton Lesnar situation at SummerSlam. Just keep that in mind.
We will do a solid like ending to this whole thing with SummerSlam and Takeover Brooklyn too. I think because there's too much to talk about not to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to this week's NXT.
All right, so Hideo Itami back again once again versus Mustafa Ali. This is another one of the CWC superstars. Winner by pinfall, obviously. I mean, no disrespect to Mustafa, but goes to Hideo Itami.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Bobby Roode video package, just showing off more of the glorious that he is bringing to the table. They're definitely pushing him in a pretty good direction. Like I mentioned last week, this is a very different way to, I guess, package up Bobby Roode and, let him go about his business. Because like I said last week, he came from a team full of Canadians, and then he did a beer money thing with James Storm.
Yeah.
All right? And then he did his own singles thing, but even when he was a single star, he did not have this attitude about him that he has now in WWE. So it has to grow on me, but right now, like, the glorious thing is just like, okay, whatever. But I'm sure a couple more weeks, let it sink in, and your boy's going to be saying glorious,
that
all the time.
Theme song is great. I love
cool.
it. It feels like the start of a like Queen song, like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
But I think once he gets a good opponent too.
Yeah.
Like he's versing like kind of an up and comer, so he's not huge.
Andrade, Cien.
Yeah,
almost.
who's solid, but he's nothing great.
Yeah,
so
he's
I think
good.
he'll put him into something. Maybe him and Tommy will eventually wrestle.
Yeah.
I would like that.
After this, so back-to-back video packages here. So we have the Asuka Bailey video package, which is essentially the same one. They added a few new effects with Asuka and like a whole angle with like her title belt or whatever. But essentially the same one as last week's. Just hyping up the match for Takeover 2. And another video package follows this one. Takeover this is actually a generic Takeover Brooklyn 2 video package. So this was actually the opportunity to hype up all the other matches, like the Gargano tag team match up against the
Revival.
The Revival. Yep, thank you. And obviously like Shinsuke and Joe, all those types of matches. After this, we have backstage with Regal to announce the Ember Moon debut match against Billie Kay. Billie Kay is fine. Can we just take a second to like acknowledge her like beauty? Like, this girl comes out solid blue, like royal blue, right? Looking like she owns the place already. And I don't know where she's from, but she has like that accent. Like, go ahead, just keep talking. Like, And she's not a bad wrestler. She was actually on SmackDown.
Really?
She was on SmackDown for like one match.
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah.
She's definitely pretty green still. I think she'll like green instead of blue. Get it?
Ha, yike. Yeah.
She'll work on it. I feel like a lot of the NXT female competitors, if they haven't been big indie stars and they're kind of starting in NXT, they're pretty raw and they will like.
Yeah.
It takes time, but they grow on you. Like Bailey made huge improvements in a pretty short time, and now she's really good.
Dude, Bailey.
Like at first, I was not a huge fan, and now
Yeah.
the last like year or so, she's done way better.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not really a Bailey fan when I first got onto Bailey. I was like, dude, like hugs.
Yeah.
That's her gimmick.
Her gimmick was kind of fun. Dude, I love the wacky, wavy, inflatable
But
wailing.
I
too.
love her now. If I
Yeah.
ever met her, I would hug the shit out of her. No lie.
Dude, I hate her shirt though. I hate her shirt.
I'm a hugger.
Dude, it just doesn't. The font is not good, and it can easily be mistaken for something way offensive.
Oh yeah, you're
For
right.
a WWE shirt, and I'm like, wow. Every time I see it, I'm like, what is that shirt? I'm like, all right, that's Bailey's shirt.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm like, dude, not good, but they can fix that,
Yeah.
maybe.
All right, so after this, we are finally getting back into the ring. We have a six-woman tag match between Liv Morgan, Nikki Glencross, and Carmella. So they actually, for this match, they brought back Carmella and Alexa Bliss teaming up with Daria Baronato and Mandy Rose. So
Cool.
yeah, so Alexa Bliss and Carmella were called back down for this one match, just to, I guess, fill a spot.
Yeah.
And so we actually got to see Liv Morgan and Carmella in the same ring because Liv Morgan is like basically a recycled Carmella.
Yeah, the jersey,
The
whole
jersey.
jersey thing. They look different, but they
Yo.
have the same attitude and stuff.
Yeah, literally the only difference right now is that they have not given Liv the mic to talk, and she doesn't moonwalk. Mandy Rose, another beauty, gorgeous, tough enough competitor. She was in Total Divas recently in the recent season. She is phenomenal. Sorry, AJ.
Mandy Rose is the blonde.
Yes.
Right? I think I remember her getting signed and stuff.
No, yeah, she's wrestling on NXT
Oh
now.
yeah. She did okay on the show, if I remember. She wasn't great.
Yeah, but
I think she'll have a good personality.
Yeah.
But her wrestling's got to develop too.
Yeah, definitely.
But they're gonna push her because she's a blonde, and like WWE still has like the thing where like if Vince is in charge, he's gonna be like, gorgeous woman, we gotta pull him up.
Yeah, I mean, look at Eva Marie. She ain't even wrestling.
And they pulled up Dana Brooke, and she's like, meh.
Dana can wrestle.
You think so?
She's oh my
She's pretty
God.
good.
See, they need to find these hybrid chicks that look as good as they can wrestle, or the other way around.
Yeah, I think she's pretty good. She got pulled up pretty quick.
She did. Yeah.
I think a little too quick. Like these other people, like Bailey and stuff, they definitely were more ready than she was.
I feel like they did that because they were probably in the process of setting up the whole get rid of Flair thing.
So they were like, we need something else. Yeah.
To
so
fill
they
her
so they
spot.
kind of pulled up. So it's too much too soon. I actually just heard. I remember reading Vince was not happy with her.
Dana Brooke.
Yeah, Vince was like, she's not impressing me at all, and things like that. But I think if they kind of downplay her and give her a little time, she'll come into her
Well,
own.
wait a minute. I mean, how you gonna like her or anything or form any kind of opinion when you're putting her up Charlotte's butt?
Yeah, and then like the couple matches were against Sasha, and they're like squash matches. Like,
Dude,
like,
exactly. Like they're not giving her time.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see. So I think they'll give her a chance, and she'll probably impress.
I'm glad you brought her up. You know why? Because if you go back, WWE Network. Sorry, I don't mean to plug them, but
999.
I'm just saying if you go back and watch all the NXT stuff when Charlotte was in NXT, they had a rivalry. Dana Brooke had beef with Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because Charlotte was going off on her own thing and, acting like she did it all on her own, blah, 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 this and that. And Dana was one of those people that was like, yo, you're a Flair. You're using your name. And plus, all the times that, you were training with me and stuff like that.
It seems so weird that they would have her come up and
in that fashion.
Yeah.
So when she came up like that, I was like, my memory, remembers things.
Maybe my memory remembers. Yeah, they were probably like, oh, well, like, we can do it because, like, maybe they're, like, frenemies and now they're okay again because, like, they got over it. But, like, nah, they
Nah,
should have done something
if they're gonna
else.
do something like that, it needs to be like years.
Yeah, it shouldn't have
Like
been
not
that
a couple
fast.
months. It's like, oh, like you think their fans are gonna
Yeah,
forget?
we're over it. Like,
Yeah.
we're good. Yeah.
But yeah, after this, the match. The team Carmella wins via submission. Her submission is actually pretty deadly. She, like,
Carmella's?
yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty talented too. They haven't shown her too much on. They haven't given her long enough time to wrestle either.
Yeah, on SmackDown,
But
because now
she'll-
she's up there.
She'll get up there.
I can't wait for the day for them to have a reunion with Enzo and Cass.
Dude,
That's
it's
gonna be
go-
one
event-
magical
eventually.
moment.
Eventually.
Yeah, not yet, but eventually. Let's see. And then to end the show for NXT, we have an interview with Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa Joe. And it was pretty cordial at first. Regal was smart enough to have the interview space surrounded by security guards in the situation where Joe would freak out and attempt to pull something funny or leave his seat or anything like that. He even instructed the security guards, if Joe so much as even gets up, you reprimand him ASAP. All right. So of course it's Byron Saxon is the host. Basically asks the questions. He basically asked like a good 2 to 3 questions before his last question, which was a question about respect, and he asked straight up to Joe, do you respect Shinsuke Nakamura putting all of your personal feelings aside? And he said, I respect what Shinsuke has done, but I don't know if I really respect him. And then obviously Shinsuke goes, he's like, oh, do you respect Joe? And he goes, oh, of course, I respect Joe. And then he does his little smile. It's just amazingly funny. And then that just sets Joe off, and Joe gets extremely pissed. And then that enables or triggers, I should say. That's the 2016 word of the year. And then of course the interview is ended right then on the spot, and Regal cuts it, and that is NXT. So my favorite moment, probably Shinsuke. Shinsuke is just the best.
How can you not? How can anything on NXT the best moment not be Shinsuke?
He didn't even say much.
He never does. He says like 3 sentences, and that's enough.
Literally
for him to,
just the way he carries himself. And then when he says a sentence worth, it's like he's saying the greatest thing of all time.
like everything's quotable, and everything he does, he acts like he literally acts like a internet troll sometimes.
Yes.
Like he's just like that smirk he gives is like,
Yes.
like he's just trying to.
I love
anger
it.
someone.
I love it so much.
He plays his role so good, and that match is gonna be so good.
That match.
It's gonna be the hard hitting versus the technicality and the strong style. Like the strong style against like Samoa Joe is gonna be.
Joe can strong style.
It's gonna be intense.
Dude, I got a match for you after the show. I'm gonna show you him in ROH against this other Japanese legend.
Oh, I believe it. I can't wait.
And it was an amazing match. But he humbled Joe. I'll tell you that much right now. But yeah, so that's NXT. And right now we're going to wrap it up with the CWC leading up into our SummerSlam NXT TakeOver prediction discussion. Preview.
Yeah.
There you go.
CWC. We're just going to do some quick results again. If you're not watching these matches, watch these matches.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You are not to question your wrestling fandom.
It's like the best part of the week.
You might not. It is. It literally is. If you want to watch straight wrestling with not too much, and they tell stories in these matches.
They don't need to talk. Yeah.
They do like a little promo to introduce those people. You can literally watch any. If you missed the first round, whatever, you can just like watch this match, and you'll know who they are, and they'll tell you a story in this match.
Mm-hmm.
First up was Jack Gallagher,
Mm-hmm.
written Jack Gallagher. Didn't write down. Would mess up. Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
Pretty good match. Solid submission offense throughout from Gallagher. Akira was taking a beating almost the whole time.
Gallagher was pretty much carrying that match.
Carried it. Good selling from Tozawa, but all offensive was Gallagher.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this. Kind of a weak finish.
Yeah.
Akira Tozawa has good suplexes. He did one snap suplex. Looked nasty. Looked like he could have really hurt him. Like
The
it
first
was tight. The
suplex.
first one.
Yeah.
And then the second one was really soft. It was a German into into the bridge pin.
It was a deadlift.
He did the same thing. Yeah, that's the thing. So did the same thing in the first round, won that way too. The deadlift was like impressive, but the suplex barely looked like he gently laid back with him there. It didn't look like hard. It didn't look fast. It's kind of a weak finish. But next, Akira Tozawa, I forget who he was facing.
Last week, yeah.
No, next week.
Oh, Tozawa doesn't have a match next week.
Or sorry, in the next round.
Oh yeah, no, I
down,
missed that part too.
I just remember seeing it. I was like, that's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all gonna be these. As you get closer to the end, all of these matches are gonna be tight.
Is that like a round 3 match?
Yeah, that's quarterfinals.
Oh, see, yeah, it's getting down to the wire here.
Next match was Ho Ho Lun versus Noam Dar. Lun is probably the least experienced. It's funny. He's like the only. They credit him as being the main Chinese wrestler, getting like different schools and like promotions set up there. He is probably the least experienced. It looks like when wrestling other styles, he looks the most uncomfortable.
You could tell. Inexperience is definitely something.
Yeah, Noam Dar, pretty good technical wrestler. This match was pretty good. They told the story of he sold the leg damage throughout the match. Noam Dar was attacking Lun's left leg really hard. Good targeting, visceral attacks. His finish was cool. We talked about this. It's the he did a knee bar, with Ho Ho Lun lying flat on his stomach, and Noam Dar is kicking him in the back as well as doing this knee bar. It looked
very unique maneuver.
It looked painful.
That's the next generation right there.
Like
submissions and attacks.
Like you're tapping because you were getting hurt, and you were also getting hurt from like not only the submission but from like pain. There's like hits and stuff too. Then the main event was Tony Nese versus Brian Kendrick.
Yes.
Great match again. Every final match of like each week is like their main event.
The best one.
It's so they've been so good. This was a great match. Nese showed off his athleticism, hard strikes, like huge agility, and he's only 5. They're both 5'9", but you would think Tony Nese is like a couple like weight divisions above him because he just looks massive, muscular. Brian Kendrick is like a very, very scrawny guy, but he's a veteran.
Yeah.
So he shows it off with his technique versus his strength. Showed savvy moves. The cool thing with the making Tony Nese's arm get stuck in the turnbuckle pad, which is pretty cool. Things like that. He won with the bully choke.
Yep. It was off of a whiffed 450 splash that he took advantage of because of the impact that he hit that mat and bam, went right into it. Didn't even give him a second to breathe. And that is why he tapped out so fast.
Oh, yeah, he tapped out instantly.
Yeah.
It was a really good sequence at the end. It looked painful.
He pulled his neck back. Like, it was arched. Like, this man, he was so stiff because he's so bulky, kind of.
Yeah, it's cool. I think that's also why they made it like he tapped quick because things like that.
It was such a good match.
And then the matches for next week were announced. The finals of the round of 16.
Mm-hmm.
There was 3 matches.
Yep.
You want to say what they was? You wrote them down.
Yeah. So we got Dorado versus Rich Swann, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Drew Gulak, and T.J. Perkins versus the Mr. Wrestling Johnny Gargano.
All are going to be great. Those are 3 I feel like those 3 could be 3 main events for each of the weeks. Like they are all really good. So those next week is gonna be really solid.
Like we said, it's getting down to the wire the closer we get to these finals.
Oh, Rich Swann, dude, just watching Rich Swann in the past, like, it's just so fun. He's such a fun guy, and him and Dorado too. I've gotten the pleasure of seeing both these guys live.
Yeah.
Dorado is just great lucha, super high flying, really quick, athletic. Rich Swann is a little more grounded and like hard hitting, but their personalities are great, so that's gonna be a great one.
Yeah.
All right, and then I guess from now let's just talk about first the NXT Brooklyn. Do a little previews about that.
Okay.
And then we'll do a little bit of a preview for SummerSlam as well.
NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2. First things first, they're emphasizing that it is the second one, and the logo is genius. Whoever designed that.
So cool looking. I love it.
Yeah, like it's literally like a chain, like it's a gold chain around the logo, having like a Roman numeral 2, right? Yeah. So let's see, we have here we go.
Let's start from like the bottom of this.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Ember Moon versus Billie Kay. All right, debut match. Obviously Ember Moon is probably gonna win.
Ember Moon was man, your signal is terrible down here. Ember Moon was a great Athena. She was a really good indie wrestler. She was in Shimmer.
Okay.
She's been in like 3 or 4 really, really good indie promotions, and
Okay.
apparently she's got a lot of hype behind her as Athena.
Mhm.
So Ember Moon, cool gimmick, I guess. We'll see if it's cool. It looks like Mortal Kombat. Kind of looks a little cheesy, like
Yeah.
what they would do in the 90s a lot.
Glacier.
Those cheesy costumes and stuff. So we'll see, but that should be a solid match.
Yeah.
Excited to see what she has to offer. Next was No Way Jose versus
Mhm.
Austin Aries. Hoping it's a good match. Austin Aries hasn't impressed too much yet lately, and No Way Jose has actually impressed a good amount.
I mean, I'm in Austin's defense. He has not. They're not giving him people to show off with. Like,
Yeah.
no, the difference here, Austin Aries, established wrestler. You know what to expect.
Yeah.
No Way Jose, he is brand new essentially. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's wrestled elsewhere. I don't know where else.
I don't even really know if he has. I honestly think he might be one of those guys that actually was like NXT developmental when we brought you in like that.
Okay, there
But
you go.
Maybe. I don't know exactly.
I mean, this dude wearing all white, dancing all over the place, rocking the Carlito hairdo.
Yeah.
No Apple, but he's making his way up because of the crowd pop that he's getting, and now they're just putting him Austin because obviously Austin needs a match, Jose needs a match.
It's kind of like a random, like, let's just put them together. But I think it could be good.
It could be good. You know what? And I'm not going to sleep on it because it's NXT TakeOver, and takeovers they never upset.
Yeah, they're always, like, there's maybe once in a while there might be an okay. Like, the worst it's going to be is okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Revival, Scott Dawson Wilder versus Johnny Gargano and Thomas Ciampa. Ooh. Very excited.
That's going to be a tag team matches, man. Oh, NXT tag team matches.
NXT tag. Good save.
Yeah.
NXT tag team
NXT tag team matches, they never let down.
Gargano and Ciampa, I really think they're going to win because of their hype coming from the CWC.
Yeah.
They deserve it too. They both just officially got signed full time to WWE.
Yep.
They're finishing up their indie dates throughout the summer, and I think by September or October they're done with them, and they're just in WWE now.
Mhm.
So I think now's the time. Put them on there. They're hot right now. Put them on. The belts on them. Revival's a good team. Their personas, their characters are kind of plain. They kind of remind me of who had it before the Revival.
The Vaudevillains?
No. Right, there's someone else, right?
Oh, and
The other two that are also really not entertaining to me.
Are they on the main roster? No.
No, they didn't get called up yet.
Yeah, so
Man, see, I can't remember their names.
they're probably. I don't think they even wrestle like that no more.
I think they're singles now, maybe.
Probably.
Dude, they come out with that weird not like techno music, but like
Oh,
dude, I can't think
are
about
you talking about?
This is so bad. I can't remember who they are because they're so.
They
boring
were with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I forget their name too because they broke up.
They're okay wrestlers, but they're just their personas are so like you can't there's no marketing for them.
That's why Alexa's on the main roster.
And they're stuck down there.
Exactly.
Split. I think the one guy I haven't even seen recently. The one guy wrestled, but the other one doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're just so bad. So I'm hoping, even if the Revival loses, I'm hoping they stay together and change it up a little bit, maybe. But they gotta do something. Their persona is not that cool. Andrade Almas versus
Cien Almas versus Bobby Roode, the glorious one. This match is gonna be good. I know it is because Cien has been proving his worth in NXT. The few matches that I've seen him perform, he's a top star potentially in his future. Bobby Roode already an established superstar, making his WWE debut. I have a good feeling about this match. I feel like Cien might steal this.
Ooh,
And the reason why I say this as an educated wrestling fan, because Bobby Roode has this persona, or no, not even the not well, yeah, I mean, it obviously is part of his persona, but he is almost very cocky, saying that he is the superstar, he is the marketable one, he is the glorious one.
he was the reason they're not coming to see. He's like, he kind of racist because like I know you don't understand English well, and he's like, but they're coming. They're not paying to see you. They're paying to see me.
Yep.
I could see that because they haven't really had any good. They haven't had any really good like upsets like that before, where like he has like so much hype coming in and he loses.
Yeah.
But it's just so hard to see. Hey, we signed you finally. We're gonna have you lose your first match.
Yep.
So it's hard to say which one's gonna happen. It should be a good match, though. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be. But like I said, the only reason why I see Cien winning, like it'll be a good match, but then I feel like Bobby Roode's gonna slip up somewhere because of that cockiness, and Cien's gonna take it, and then they're just gonna go at it one more time eventually.
Like a rematch, and
Yeah.
I think
They can
if
make
he
it into a
loses the first one,
series.
he'll definitely come back and get it.
Yeah.
Co-main, Asuka versus Bailey, gonna be so good.
Bailey's gonna do it.
You think she'll be the first two-time
I'm
NXT
gonna
Women's Champion?
hug her. I'm a hugger, dude.
It's gonna be good. Their promos have been really good. There's fire there. They're definitely the top two women's wrestlers in NXT right now.
Who said it? I don't know. I think it might have been Corey. Probably not. It was probably the other dude. I forget his name. But they said that Bailey is now the heart and soul of NXT. Hello, Sami Zayn. You stole it from him. Thanks.
Zayn moved on.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Well,
okay.
that hurts.
Yeah.
All right. It's like, but yeah. Since being that Bailey is still there, I guess she definitely deserves that type of title there. But after seeing that attitude that Bailey showed us last week, this other side of Bailey, that she's not all about hugs, and she can get serious and get real, and that she might actually just show us how she definitely feels like Asuka is just a myth, like she said, and she can do it. I have faith in this girl that she's gonna bring things that we have not seen her do. This is her time to shine. Takeover is where the magic happens, and you know what? Let's say she does lose, she's getting called up.
I was going to ask you, if she loses, you think she's called up? I think so.
She has to be.
But
Bailey's
if she wins a few more months at least, and then she'll have like one more series where whoever she loses to, she'll lose their rematch and get called up. So it shouldn't be too much longer either way, I'd say, because she's ready. It's just a matter of which one will use her more and if they really need her right now.
And you know what's funny is, like, they tested her out already. She came up last
One
pay-per-view.
match, yeah. She got a good reaction.
She had a good reaction. So that's it.
Yeah.
She's good. It's time. If she loses. But I definitely feel like it would be super cool if she was the first one to take the undefeated streak from Asuka. Because right now this woman is still undefeated.
Yeah. And then the main event, Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Without a doubt. I ain't even going to think twice.
Yeah, I'd say he has to. I'd say. All right.
Not even going to think twice. Shinsuke is Shinsuke Nakamura.
And if Joe wins, that would be the hugest win for Joe easily.
Oh, yeah.
And he beat Balor. And like that was the hugest win up to this point. But I'd say like if he... Dude, wasn't that crazy the way he beat Balor?
But he beat
off of not on the televised, which was pretty cool because it makes like a house show worth going to again.
Yeah,
you'd be like, what? Like
it gives people reason, like it gives them that second thought, like, oh, but you think back to something like that, and then how they also did like a house show and The Rock showed up.
Yeah,
on
like
Raw.
things like that, like little things can happen.
It's like, oh, you never know what might happen at a live show, at a house show, whatever.
But if he beats Nakamura, easily the biggest win because that'll be the first time Nakamura loses in NXT.
It'll guaranteed be the biggest win he's had in a WWE ring since Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Because he technically beat Finn Balor off the cameras.
Yeah.
Okay, even though they were recording it and they show you in like a little commercial
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
He
and then he
didn't.
defended and he beat him again. But like to win that belt, like was like his biggest win was definitely that first win, and he didn't do it
Right.
on live.
But if he beats Shinsuke,
Yeah.
like, all right, not to make anyone feel like they're worth more or less than the other, but I'm going to say this. Right now, Shinsuke is probably the hottest star they got.
Yeah.
Coming from Japan especially, and they both came in pretty much around the same time.
If you're talking NXT, I 100% agree with you. When you go into like main roster, it's hard to say, but like
it's hard to say with main roster, but NXT,
but
like without a shadow of a doubt.
the most hype, yeah, and I could see Shinsuke easily headlining like a WrestleMania.
Oh,
like I can't wait for that day.
dude! If that day ever happens,
it will.
that'll be the day WrestleMania turns into Wrestle Kingdom.
Dude, it's gonna happen. I think. If not, I mean, as soon as he gets called up, he's gonna be wrestling on a WrestleMania card for sure. Which even then just adds so much hype to a card.
They should just put him on next year's show anyway.
He should have debuted it on the main roster.
I know.
Although the hype on NXT is like good because it's making him more well known to everyone else that didn't know him.
I'm telling you right now, as soon as Shinsuke steps foot on Raw or SmackDown, the whole world is gonna just change.
I can't wait. All right, so I think that's pretty good. That's a good little wrap up,
for NXT Takeover.
For NXT Takeover.
We're gonna talk about SummerSlam right now.
Look at this, 11 matches.
That's a stacked card because we have 2 brands.
We do, so it's huge now. So I guess going forward, the big 4. I think they said the big 4 are when they're gonna be meeting again every time.
SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania.
Yeah. So those are all going to be big cards, I guess. Right now there's 11 matches. Let's start from the bottom.
Yep. Start from the bottom. There you go.
So right now, I guess what they're saying is the Carmella, Becky Lynch, Naomi is going to be a 2-on-3 handicap, but I'm sure that's going to change. Something's going to happen. They're going to add a third in. Because, like, what's the point of having that as a handicap match without the Eva Marie there?
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. That match is kind of like a pre-show.
It better be on the pre-show.
Dude, I know they better not keep wasting these pre-show matches with like title matches.
Yeah, or like wasting like SummerSlam time with that because that's not a SummerSlam quality match at all.
No,
that's like not even a TV match.
Barely.
Barely a TV match. So it's those 3 versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss. Say it's 3-on-2. Gonna have to say the faces win Carmella, Lynch, Naomi. There's no way, but I'm sure they'll add a who would you think a third would be?
For the heels
side.
So wait a minute. It's Natalya and who?
Natalya and Alexa Bliss.
I don't know. They could Tamina.
To bring her back, right?
Just bring her back out of nowhere. Oh, wait a minute. Nia Jax. Easily.
Ooh, you think?
Does she have a match?
No, she doesn't.
Dude,
that would be pretty tight.
Easy filler.
If they're smart, they'll do that. We'll see.
If they're keywords, if they're
sometimes
smart.
They get so much else going on that they're like, oh, we can't think about that.
Exactly.
But Nia Jax, oh yeah, like bring her out and she just wrecks everyone.
There you go.
Turn on their team at the end of it when they're celebrating, just wreck everyone. That would be great.
Oh, even better.
That'd be great.
Totally agree. Approve this message.
Cesaro versus Sheamus. The first match in the best of 7 series.
See, it's hard to say who will win the first one.
Yeah.
Because this is the kind of match where it's like, okay, we know we're guaranteed getting way more matches out of these 2 guys.
Oh, to say someone clean sweeps, that's still 3 more matches after this.
Yeah.
One. But that's not gonna happen too. I'm gonna guess we're getting at least 5 to 6 matches.
I'm honestly very happy this is happening because, like I said, it guarantees us a good set between the 2. These guys they got beef with each other because they're both trying to one-up the next because they feel entitled for a title, all right? They want to be the best guy there. They want a championship around their waist. They want to go prancing around and owning up to all the things that they say about themselves. Well, now they can just take all that aggression and just make a beautiful match for us to enjoy.
Yeah, they are both. So I'd say Cesaro. I know Cesaro can put on pretty great matches with the right opponent.
Yeah.
Sheamus has has never really given me a match where I'm like, that's a 4 or 5-star match.
Until now.
Yeah,
They
I think
put him with the right dude to dance with, bro.
I'd say these are solid. They're always pretty solid with these two. So I'm hoping one of these in the series is like, that was a great match. I don't know if it's going to be this first one, but sometime in the series they will put on like a great match.
We might be lucky enough, and it might just be
It might.
every single one.
It could be. That'd be pretty impressive. I'd say that's fair enough for that. It's the start of their. It's basically the continuation, aka like a start of their feud too.
So
now.
for the sake of this, I'm just gonna say Cesaro, just
For the
because I
first
like
one?
him more.
Yeah, he won the last 2 matches though
Yeah.
on TV, so I'm
Mhm.
gonna go with the swing and say Sheamus because opposite momentum.
Right there you go. Bam.
Next is Miz with Maurice as his
Okay.
manager / wifey, girlfriend, whatever. Pretty sure they're married.
They are married.
Versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm gonna say right away, just gonna say your prediction, Apollo Crews. Although the Miz is very good in his role right now, but if if they give this, the only thing is they didn't hype this enough that I think like I don't know, man. It could. My heart says Cruz because he's he's a really good wrestler. He is super athletic. He's still not like fully adjusted to WWE yet. He got called up really fast from NXT. But my brain says The Miz because I think they think he's doing a really good job and they're like, we're gonna keep you on this for now.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention you also have to factor in his wife is at ringside, and she has been showing us that, you know, if she's gonna be there, she's gonna help out in some way. So if she wasn't there, that might make me feel more comfortable in saying Cruz is gonna definitely take this title. But I don't think so. I feel like Miz is gonna win off of some BS.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope it's yeah. If he wins, it's gonna be a heel way. There's no doubt about it.
And if you think about it, it's like I almost feel like because of the draft, I almost feel like Cruz is still brand spanking new. And if he were to win a title right now, it's almost like premature in a sense.
Yeah.
I get that kind of weird vibe right now.
Yeah, it would like solidify him a little better, but like it seems a little early. You're right.
Exactly. So, not yet.
Next would be Enzo and Cass versus Jera KO. I think that's what
Jera KO. Yeah,
I think
that's
I
their
saw
team
them
name.
right. Yeah, I think that's what they're calling it. This I'm gonna.
I want Enzo and Cass to win.
I think they will. It's either they're gonna win or Jericho Owens will. But I have a better feeling that Jericho and Owens are probably gonna split already. I don't think they're lasting long. Owens is not a tag team wrestler. He's straight up I don't even think he likes to be a tag team wrestler. I think he'd much rather be a singles wrestler.
You know,
Not even personality, not character. I think like, as a human being, like behind the scenes, I think Owens does not like to be a tag team wrestler.
well, yeah.
He seems like part of his persona. If you ever watch him on like Up Up Down Down, super nice guy. So funny. He's like the nicest guy. But I really think he enjoys being like in the spotlight by himself.
Well, yeah, I mean, who wouldn't? But it's funny you say that because when I remember a certain match where they forced him to team with Sami Zayn, and they are enemies, and they worked pretty well together. But yeah, I mean, coming from an angle where they did this, they had Owens and Jericho team up, and then they broke up, and now they're back together again. So it's like, you know, the sooner that they squash this whole thing that they got going on, this bromance, whatever, brotherhood that they got, the better, because it's just like a waste.
It's weird.
First of all, it's holding Owens back. My
is.
man needs to be in a title picture somewhere. I want him to face Rusev.
Yeah, that'd be good. Like 2 heels. WWE hasn't done that in a long time. They should. They should do 2 heels facing each other.
And it's not even like Owens is a pure heel. Everyone loves him.
Yeah, So like character based, he's a heel, but these fan reaction, people like him.
Everybody, no one likes Rusev. No, everyone loves Owens.
Yeah, they could turn him face if they want, but I don't think he's too good on the mic to be a face.
Exactly.
He's got to be a heel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say Enzo and Cass as well because their hype is really high right now too.
How you doing?
How you doing? Except for that super awkward segment with him and
Oh
Sasha.
my God, yeah.
Like real flirting.
He said he was macking. I was like, what?
Dude, I'm pretty sure he was like actually trying to flirt with her and not even just like segment. It was pretty weird.
Hey, that's Enzo for you.
Real G, certified G.
And a bona fide stud. You can't teach that.
New Day minus Biggie
Dude.
versus Gallows Anderson. I feel like they're gonna lose, and I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I feel like they're rushing it. I feel like they're like, man, we need Gallows and Anderson to have something to really solidify them without AJ. And I mean, they're good. They're good. Gallows is doing really good this time, because I remember when he left, I was like not impressed with him.
Dude, he was Festus. Of course.
It's not his fault, but like his actual, yeah, I guess he has to wrestle as that character because he's such a weird character. That face he made was great. But he's doing good this time, and Anderson's really good. Carl Anderson's really good. I've never really watched them before, so I'm impressed with them together.
They're hilarious. They're actually, dude,
they're funny.
they're so Bullet Club. It's not even funny.
It's good. So I do feel like New Day's gonna lose without Biggie, unless Big E comes out and like helps them.
Surprises.
Surprises.
Surprise comes back. Oh,
I'd be happy.
Yeah.
So that's the. I'd be happy with that. But what are you thinking?
I really don't want them to lose. I love the New Day, and to me, if they lose, that is just another slight possibility at them breaking up. But you know what? Because of merchandise, I don't think they will, because the cereal just came out.
Well, and I don't think they're gonna break up like right away.
Yeah, I just get scared. That's all.
Yeah, I know.
I just get
And the way that we both have this feeling, it makes me really think they're going to lose this match, because we're both like, oh man, like I feel it, like. But they're gonna lose. But then they have the rematch, and maybe Big E will be back, and like you know.
I mean, not for anything. It was Kofi and E that won the tag belts. Woods was just there for moral support, and Francesca. That's it.
Francesca, so good.
Yeah, I mean, like I love Xavier Woods, but
yeah, Xavier's a good wrestler too.
They're like the first three-way team to literally just like share tag belts. Which
is the rule though. I think that's always been the rule, is that they can.
I never thought that was a thing.
Yeah, but they just never did it. Yeah, that's why. Because I'm pretty sure like they've mentioned it before, like they can, because they're tag team.
If you're a stable, you can anyone can just hold your belt.
The last time I remember was, I think they did it a couple times with what's the one that Triple H, Orton,
Evolution?
I think they did it because Batista too.
But
Triple H held the main belt, right?
No, yeah, it was Triple H had world title.
I feel
Orton
like
was IC, and Batista and Flair were tag champs, and they were the only ones that defended those.
Flair was a tag champ then. Ridiculous.
It was just to put all the belts on Evolution.
All right, so what is your official prediction?
Okay.
Not what you want. What do you think?
All right, so I feel like they're gonna give the club the belts.
That's what I'm thinking too. So
it's just like, it just adds more to the storyline, and it's like, okay, there's no E, blah blah, this and that. You don't have your muscle, whatever. I mean, the only way I see them winning is if E actually does surprise us and comes back.
All right. Next would be this is number 6 on this.
Holy crap.
Sasha versus Charlotte.
Sasha.
Yeah,
Sasha,
gotta keep that belt.
Yeah, she just won that.
Dana Brooke is barred from ringside. There's no way. I think this is gonna be a great match.
Yeah.
I think they're really gonna, as long as they give them more than 10 minutes. If they give them 15 minutes for this match at least, solid match. Gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
They could wrestle. They've both shown they could wrestle for. I feel like they could do the first Iron Man match for women and do an hour match with each other, and it would be good.
The first Iron Woman match, bro.
They did an Iron Woman match, quote unquote, on NXT, but it was only a half hour.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was good. That was Sasha Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
But Sasha and Charlotte could do a full match, I'd say, for an hour. But yeah, Sasha's gotta get this. There's no way Charlotte's getting it back right away. I feel bad though, because then I feel like they're gonna just kind of waste Charlotte after this. If she's not in this feud, she's just gonna be like we don't know what else to do with you, which
Yeah.
seems to happen in the women's division. If you're not in the belt, not in the title scene, you got nothing going on.
It's hard because it's like, in the men's divisions, they have all these options. Oh, I could be a tag team. I could be Intercontinental, United States, Cruiserweight soon.
Women's is one belt and other
One
than
belt, that's it.
nothing else.
If you want a women's tag team division, you go to TNA. Like that's it.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's gonna be a good match. We both agree Banks is
Yeah.
definitely winning that. Rusev with Lana versus Roman Reigns for the United States Championship.
You know what? I really want Reigns to win, but because of my wrestling educated fan knowledge, if they have a match prior to the pay-per-view match where the guy that doesn't have the belt wins in the non-title match, the dude with the belt will retain when it matters.
It is I forget what that's called. It's like literally like reverse it's like the reverse momentum. Like it happens. There's no way the guy with the momentum going in. I think I saw a statistic once, and it was something like 75% of the time, or like 85 or something, like a huge number, like way more on one side. If they won the match, or they were standing tall over the person behind them, like the last week before the pay-per-view, the other person wins, because it's just that throw you off reverse momentum type of thing.
Yeah, and like the only way I see Roman winning this is if they actually look at his reactions that he's been getting the past few weeks being in this whole feud with Rusev, and they notice that, hey, he's getting kind of a better vibe than he was prior to all this. Like, I think it's hilarious how you take this dude and put him in the main title picture, everyone hates him. You take him and put him down a few notches into the mid card with Rusev, and now all of a sudden his reactions are getting a little bit better. So if they really still have any type of faith left in Roman Reigns and they do want this to continue, they might just let him win. That's the only way, if they actually think about it on that type of level.
I could see that, or I could honestly see him losing and still getting another shot, like keeping the feud going a little longer.
I guess, but
it just seems like there's not much for either of these guys to be doing besides this.
I feel like if you want to continue the feud, then Roman definitely it would be better if Roman won.
Yeah, to keep it going.
Because then Rusev has a guaranteed rematch clause.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Roman because they think they want him to be the top guy, but he's not gonna be right now because of the crowd reactions and everything.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna put him as like the next tier down.
So
guy.
you believe that?
I believe you're a second tier champion.
Yeah.
I've liked the work Rusev's been doing though when he talks about like you need to respect me, I'm the champion, like I am your top I am right now your top champion because there's no main belt.
Yo, I know, like come on, dude.
It's been pretty good though. All right, so next billing, which is crazy. This is number 4 because these top 4 are awesome. Cena versus Styles again.
Oh man.
It's gonna be
Cena.
Styles. I'm calling Styles.
I'm saying Cena.
Divided on this one.
You know why I say Cena? Because Styles only won because he had help.
Yeah.
People are forgetting that, and that's making me sad and like concerned for everyone that's even a wrestling fan in the slightest. Because how are you gonna literally just be like, oh, dude, Styles got to win over Cena? No, he got help.
But
it was a good match.
But Styles needs this win.
He does.
Because, like, at this point, like, what's that do for Cena? Great, you got another win over a top guy.
Nah, dude.
It does nothing.
No, it doesn't. Watch. It's 1-1. If Cena wins, it's 1-1.
Really? He didn't win before? This is 1-1?
Dude, Styles won the first one.
But this should...
This is Cena Styles 2.
This is, like, SummerSlam, and I feel like it should be the payoff for this whole rivalry, but I feel like it's still gonna keep going.
Nah, whenever the next one is.
No. What's September? What's there? I don't know. Do they announce the September?
I don't.
Maybe not. Maybe there's not. Maybe they're just doing one early October.
Well, no, that's for SmackDown. SmackDown's got No Mercy.
That's October, they said, though, right?
Yeah, so September they still have to get a
Do one.
They're just doing a pay.
Unless they're literally not going to have one for the month.
It's not Hell in a Cell, or is it? Well, hold on. I'm gonna just look on the WWE app real quick.
They say Backlash, but is that Raw?
Are you, dude? Really? They moved Backlash? That's okay. Being a fan for so many years, Backlash is like early in the year type of pay-per-view.
That's
like,
either gonna be Raw. I think that's gonna be Raw though. That sounds like Raw to me.
Well, yeah, no, it definitely has to be Raw because.
So I don't know what the SmackDown one is then. Yeah. So I feel like this might continue still.
Backlash, yeah, September 11th. It's coming up. It's gonna be
September 11th.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick.
Dude, why are they doing it on September 11th?
That's so soon.
Oh my God, like that's what? Okay.
Is there one after that? Because that's
no, it's all NXT stuff for the rest of September. Clash of Champions.
Champions.
They're doing 2 a month.
Yeah, they said they're gonna do that.
Oh my God.
So one's gonna be Raw, one's gonna be SmackDown.
Dude, that's actually pretty cool.
So I'm gonna guess maybe Backlash is SmackDown because I would think Clash of Champions would be the Raw show because they're gonna have more belts on Raw, right? Yeah, tag belts.
Yeah.
To defend all their
they have women's, they have tag, they have a US,
and the main they're gonna have a main belt now.
And then they're gonna by that time they will.
So Backlash. So maybe Backlash is soon enough. The Backlash will be between Cena and AJ.
Honestly, I feel like Night of Champions should be both since it's Champions.
Clash of Champions.
Oh, Clash. Well, yeah, yeah.
So maybe it will be both. That'd be too soon to have both though.
Anyway,
so
whatever.
I think now that you said 1-1, I don't know. I'm gonna say Styles.
I mean, it would be cool for Styles to win. Okay, honestly, this is my thing. I would want Styles to win if he didn't carry himself around like he has a legitimate win over Cena. Like, oh, dude, I went through you, the guy who runs the place, this and that, blah, blah. Shut up. No, you didn't. I'm an AJ Styles fan. I'm a Bullet Club fan. And for me to hear this type of talk from AJ Styles, I'm like, dude, you're better than this. Like, you had your boys help you out in the end. All right? I have seen this man work. AJ puts on some of the best matches I've ever seen. Okay? Goes against John Cena, had a stellar match, and then all of a sudden it gets wiped away because he got help.
Yeah, that was the only thing with that match is because it was such a good match.
You can have literally the best match of the year as soon as someone gets involved. To me personally, it does not become the best match anymore. It takes away everything that made it great. So that is why SummerSlam, if AJ wins, I won't be mad because I'll know at that point he won't have help.
He's ready to like really push on.
Unless, since it is a two-way pay-per-view between the two brands and freaking
they come out again.
Oh my, I'll be so mad. I'll be like, what? Oh my God.
Hey, we're here. We're going to help you. Great.
Yeah.
The third billing down is Ambrose versus Ziggler.
Ooh.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's probably the hardest match for me to predict.
I want Ziggler to win easily.
You want him to?
No. I want him to, and I think he will, just because of the fact that it's like, okay, Ambrose has a rematch clause. Like,
yeah, right. So like there is a safety net that they can keep it going. They can switch it back if they want to. Man, that literally is the hardest match for me to predict on this card, I think. Because I really could see it going either way.
Honestly, that's not the hardest one to predict. I feel like
you think
Lesnar is harder now because of the
pretty
it
hard
factor.
To predict too.
But I'm gonna say Ziggler. I'm just gonna say Ziggler.
I'm gonna say Ambrose just to contradict you.
Okay.
just
Fair
to
enough.
contradict you. I really have no clue. I'm like 50-50 on that. I'm excited. That's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
That new side of Ziggler. I feel like all this talk, they kind of need him to win because of like what they've been doing.
Yeah.
And this might be he's pretty young, but this might be one of his last chances at like a belt already. I honestly think so. Just because he's always squandered. They talked about how he's always squandered his other opportunities. He's had it. I think he's held it like once before, maybe twice.
Ziggler's been a two-time world champ.
but neither run was long, and like they were just there. He was good. He was one time was a face. I think one time was a heel.
I tell you what, the World Heavyweight Championship looked good on Ziggler.
Oh, it did. He looks like he should have a belt, like a lot. He doesn't even get the small belts. Like,
I'm just saying,
I don't know what they do with him, man.
Put the belt on this man. Like, it's time.
So they're gonna have a good match, though.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if these are in order, but next would be Balor versus Rollins.
Wow, so Orton and Lesnar's number one?
Yeah.
Dude,
They should be like.
I don't think it's gonna. I mean,
this is just Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's just. Yeah, I don't think that's in the specific order. That'd be crazy if it was, because that's kind of like a cool setup there.
Balor versus Rollins.
Balor.
Oh, dude. All right, this time I'm saying Rollins, but I don't think the feud's gonna end because this is just like a first match too.
Yeah, definitely.
And these guys can wrestle. They can fight forever, and I'll be happy.
Fight forever.
I would be very happy. They were gonna have a great, a unbelievably amazing match.
See, Rollins has too many firsts. He was the first NXT champion. He was the first dude to cash in and successfully win at WrestleMania. What else? I know he has a bunch of firsts.
This would be his first. He would be the first Universal champion.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's already mentioned that in his promos.
And if he does, like, you can't argue with him how great he is, man.
Yeah, nah, he's good, dude.
Yeah, but it would be awesome to have Balor come up and win that belt already. How crazy! It would be a month for him up here, and he would win like the main belt already.
Yeah, I mean it's because it's like they see what these guys bring to the table as far as like their whole as a whole package. It's like as an individual superstar, it's like, do you engage with the fans? Do they like you? Do they give you a good reaction? Are you selling merch? You know what I'm saying? Like, all these factors weigh in. The fact that Finn Balor has an alternate ego, the Demon King. You know, it's like, not for anything, only certain types of characters can pull this stuff off.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy, Sting. That's it.
Like, yeah, there's
not
a lot.
Then we have Finn Balor. This is like one of your rarity type dudes, and he's a very he's a very approachable, nice guy outside the ring too. So it's not like he can't be featured on any of like the morning shows and all that type
Balor,
of stuff. Yeah.
I could see him going on talk shows for people. Or
why
things. Not? He does seem like a guy who could be a face, cause like the face of a company, because he's like pretty like well groomed, like can talk, he's educated. Yeah.
He ain't no Dean Ambrose.
Ambrose, you imagine Ambrose going on like a live with Kelly like talk show?
He'd be like, yeah. So I just woke up and
I woke up, greased my hair out. We're going. So yeah, that match is gonna be great. That is my most those two title matches are my most forward like looking to for how good of matches they're gonna be. They're up there with there's like 5 or 6 matches.
This card is stacked, bro.
It is.
Oh my god, I just realized it's.
It really is. Every single match except for I don't think Enzo and Cass and Jericho Owens is gonna be amazing for a match. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think it'll be okay.
I look forward more to the mic promos than the actual matches.
Oh yeah, because they're like some of the best talkers.
Yeah.
And then the main event. Lesnar with Paul Heyman, it says here. Obviously.
Okay.
Versus Randy Orton.
So here we are. We're bringing back something that I had mentioned earlier in this episode, as to why I think Orton has a chance. Okay? Obviously, Brock Lesnar is the beast incarnate. He is the 1-22-1 now. Is that what it is? Is his record?
Yeah.
And he is Brock Lesnar. He is like the marquee guy you want to have featured on your special stuff, okay? This man, okay, I firmly believe that he would just slaughter Orton. Orton has been showing a different side, but not a different side, but he's just been showing a more of aggressive side, especially on Heath Slater, using him as like a practice doll pretty much. I feel like as long as Orton gets to Brock Lesnar in such a way and continues that momentum and that attack and that pursuit, like he might have a chance. But here is my thing I wanted to bring up from earlier. How Orton can really win. You have a game coming out soon. And that's called WWE 2K17, which Brock Lesnar is featured on the cover. But who is the special DLC that they made a whole commercial for? Goldberg.
Didn't realize you were waiting for me to say
Listen,
it.
they just had a Twitter thing. Do you know that?
No.
Brock Lesnar said something in a video for advertising the game. Like Paul and him said something, and then Brock was like, "Hey Bill, you're next." And literally Goldberg responded on Twitter, "Dude, this is literally the perfect opportunity to have Goldberg surprise everybody, come in out of nowhere, spear Lesnar, Orton wins."
I like it. Do you remember how bad their match was?
It was okay. Well, it was bad because they didn't want to be there.
I know why it was bad, but regardless.
Their match at WrestleMania 20 was as bad as it was because that was both their last days, and they both didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
They both say it in their interview things, like after the fact.
Yeah. I was just saying, just
Yeah.
terrible. But I think they could put on a way better match. It's hard to say with Goldberg because who says what kind of condition he is for wrestling? He's obviously still in good physical shape. You don't lose all that physicality.
Nah,
But I don't know how he is.
dude.
I could see that whole scenario panning out. I could also see Goldberg not being there. It's hard to tell.
I mean, yeah.
Who knows if he signed the contract? Who knows? There could be all these things. Sometimes things. It's nice when they don't get leaked. Sometimes they don't get leaked. The day before and the day of, I
Yeah.
don't look at any of these sites because I'm afraid to spoil myself.
See, I don't even take those as spoilers because if I do find something out, I just get super excited and I'm just waiting. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then I still freak out.
Yeah,
I still freak
I'll
out.
still freak out too. I just like it to be a complete surprise.
Yeah.
The only thing I heard, I told you, I heard he's gonna be in the area. He'll be in Brooklyn for that weekend, but no one says. One person was like, "Oh, I heard he's flying before the end of Sunday night." So you don't know. No one knows, and they could be people. They've done misdirection before. Jericho, every time he's the king of it. Oh, when you coming back to wrestle, Jericho? I'm good right now. I have my band, and then a week later he pops up on Raw.
Yeah.
You never know. So you never know.
I mean, back to your contract thing. This man definitely signed a contract. You know how I know?
Yeah.
He's in the game.
But that's it could be a different contract.
Listen, a contract is a contract. He's Goldberg. This is no Joe Schmo, freaking Doink the Clown.
Yo, they get Doink the Clown, I'll be happy.
Dude, Goldberg.
Actually, I heard Doink the Clown died. The original Doink
Oh, really?
passed away last year.
That's,
R.I.P.
that's sad.
Rest in peace, Doink the Clown.
But yeah, that's how I see Orton winning, especially if this whole Goldberg thing plays out. Other than that, I really feel because Orton has been showing that the Viper thing, the Legend Killer, it only takes. First of all, what makes him think?
Viperville.
Yeah, what makes him think that one RKO is all he needs? What in his right mind does he actually?
He just takes one. Anytime I can get out of nowhere. Just takes one.
It only takes one RKO.
There's no
to
way
go to
because
Viperville.
they like to go to Viper.
What?
It takes multiple suplexes for Suplex City,
It's like-
but Viperville's one.
It's boy, you are a Twist of Fate without the twist and a Stone Cold Stunner without the kick. Get that out of here.
He is not. I think Lesnar's winning. I think it's gonna be good back and forth. Lesnar's gonna come out dominant. Do you think Orton's gonna do the punt?
He has to if he gets the chance.
I feel like they banned it because he hasn't done it, and so.
Well, no. See, that's the thing. It's
Or maybe they just never did, and he's just waiting to use it.
moves like that
Or special.
are special,
Yeah.
which are only used for special events such as this. And here we have a situation where Orton is going to try to put this dude out. He's literally been trying to get people to become convinced that he is going to win. How is he going to win? Well, he needs to do everything in his arsenal. He needs to use weapons. He needs to punt them. He needs to, I really hope he doesn't try to do a suplex on Brock Lesnar. I really hope he does not, because it's gonna be ugly.
Lesnar's gonna break his own neck or something. It's not gonna end well.
No.
Yeah.
But realistically, Brock Lesnar, is probably a lot of people are saying that he's gonna win, but.
Yeah, that's also a reason why you think maybe he won't, because of that too. Like, he might be too easy of a pick.
Goldberg
comes out.
Goldberg is the wild card here.
Comes out triple threat match.
Oh no!
So shitty.
I'm not saying all that. That's like a video game scenario.
Yeah, he just runs
Hit
out.
start and he just comes running in.
Player 3 joints. Yeah, it can go either way. Orton needs a win more, I'd say. Just because he's kind of just came back. This is his first feud. If he loses, hype dies already again on his return.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that hyped when he came back. Like, I like him. He's a solid wrestler.
Same.
He's like a staple of WWE, but he's just not. He's not like a John Cena. He's not like a. He always felt like he was one notch below that for me. And his matches, he could do good matches.
Yeah.
He could have a couple great matches, but most of the time he does like. Oh, Orton's wrestling. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
But
I
him
can
and
understand.
Lesnar, I'm excited. Anytime Lesnar's involved, it makes anything that much better.
Yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah, definitely, because especially now we have all this great talent between all the 4 shows that are going on right now. Like, I ain't thinking about Orton. I'm thinking about Shinsuke. I'm thinking about all the CWC guys, Gargano, Finn Balor.
Kota Ibushi.
My dude.
Finn Balor, Seth Rollins. Like, I still get excited to watch him wrestle because he's a very fun wrestler to watch.
He's mad good, and his theme song is baller.
I'm excited for Ziggler, Ambrose.
Yep.
Before this, I wasn't too in love with Ambrose's even in ring too. He's just all right in the ring.
Yeah, dude, he's not even that
He's okay.
He's
He does the same set every time. He doesn't really do too much different.
That's why I want Ziggler.
His mic work's gotten better though, so I think they hyped me up for this match pretty good.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Sasha, everything, man. Everything's gonna be good. I can't wait for this weekend. It's gonna be a
this weekend is stacked, and then of course post Raw. Not post Raw, post SummerSlam into Raw.
I will be there live. I am very excited. It's my first one in a long time. I cannot wait.
Yo, what if Goldberg shows up on Raw?
Oh my god. Well, you'll be watching and you'll be like, I can't believe he gets to see this live.
God.
I'll message you a little bit throughout it. I can't wait.
I can hear the music now.
All right. We are way over the original hour.
Oh, well, that's okay because
this was like a special.
It's for pay-per-view stuff.
Yeah.
And since it was Takeover and SummerSlam.
Yeah, there's 2 pay-per-views we got to talk about too.
Yeah,
so
they're both huge in their own respect. So
yeah.
there you go. Special episode 2 already going over time. So
like back in the day when they would do a 3-hour Raw and it'd be special, and now it's just now we have to sit through a 3-hour Raw all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Eco, where can they follow you and check you out?
It was Eco-Friendly 1992.
On Twitter, right?
On Twitter.
And you can follow your boy at The Real Uchi. And, of course, you can subscribe if you already haven't to the Uchi Experience YouTube channel where all of the Strong Style podcast episodes will be hosted on. Thanks, guys, for listening. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share with your friends. Let us know what you think about your predictions of SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver. And, anything else you want to add. So, see you guys next week.
Take care. Thanks, guys.
I can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home.